I hope you're ready for a wicked raw report. This is the Ultra Maximus here, and yes, this is a raw report. Ask Maximus Anything, episode 228, 2022. We got some new pickups, we got some mail drops, we got some back issue bin diving, so you know we got the goods. And that is the reason why you are tuning in to all these goods. Well, you guys are here for many reasons probably, but thank you for joining the live stream. And of course, subscribe, click that notification bell for notifications, and make sure that you have shared the video with some of your friends if you want to get them involved on this Ask Maximus Anything event. Well, the only way to do so is to make sure that they join in live. And leave me a comment if you're watching this on the rewind, of course, and subscribe to the channel for more content. Why? Well, there's 1,100 of you, and I want to thank each and every one of you. And the only way to get entered into the Ultra Box is to be a subscriber of this channel. And what is the Ultra Box, you ask? Well, it's this massive box of crap that I'm trying to give away. It's not actually crap. There's a lot of really good stuff in there. Some CGC 9.8s, some, rare variants, a whole bunch of goodies, actually. And more is being loaded into the box as I procrastinate. And just look, the longer I procrastinate on giving away the box, the bigger the box is going to be. But you guys love me for some other reasons too. I've dropped a couple of cool videos. Please be sure to check them out. Of course, if one of them goes viral, that's almost the equivalent of like a year's salary for some of us. So the curated hip-hop variant platinum list, of course, is everything. You should go check it out. And don't forget to check out the next episode of the Raw Report on this very channel right here. And this is, of course, what you're watching. This is all about the new pickups, the mail drops, and like I said, anything that I might find in back issue bins. But you know what? Follows are always appreciated, whether it be on Facebook and IG, and you can find me at the ULTRA MAXIMUS. There we go. And then, of course, have you downloaded Whatnot yet? Download Whatnot. Download the Whatnot app. Whatnot, buy, sell, and go live. You have no idea what you're missing. Follow on Whatnot at Ultra Maximus as well. And we got a couple of good friends on there too. You guys should be following. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter at XUltraMaximusX. And of course, subscribe to the wonderful people at Whitebat Audio, dropping this background music you're listening to tonight. Karl Casey at Whitebat Audio. You can also find him at whitebataudio.com. And of course, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Herd S. Eric, responsible for the Ultra Maximus logo you see here. And then, of course, let's not forget the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mighty Mel V. Fridays, 11:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Come join the action on Drunken Chat. And that's where you'll catch the Ultra Maximus Speculation Matrix, which is brought to you by moi. But you know what? I got a whole bunch of other friends that I'd like for you to check out their content. Make sure you have subscribed to all of their content on the feature channel section of this channel. So check out the feature channel. Comic Barricade dropping a code of ULTRA to get you 10% off your Comic Barricade order. And I just reorganized the entire office and wait till you guys see it. I need some more short boxes, of course, but man, the Comic Barricade's helping me sort and organize, that's for sure. And you know what else helps? Well, it doesn't really help. It actually hurts the wallet, but it helps your collection. To bookmark wannacomics.com. So you can check out some of their deals that they have on their website. They also have a IG you should probably follow for listing information on when these wonderful Iron Fists go live for sale. And then, of course, Wanna Comics Whatnot exclusive. You can follow them, and you could, of course, just like I said, follow him on IG, and he'll tell you who has copies of this exclusive available. And a killer exclusive it is. Perillo, of course. And of course, here, the man, the myth, the legend himself, Newbie Comics in the live chat. Good to see you, sir. You here to pick my brain, too? And of course, not required, but of course, always appreciated. Since Super Chat is not active, you can, of course, drop direct support for the comic book journalism endeavor that is the Ultra Maximus brand at paypal.me/UltraMaximus. And I graciously appreciate any of that, for real. But let's get into this, everybody. This is your Raw Report for 2/28/2021, and it is time to take a look at some of the craziness. What has Ultra got? Because that's what everybody wants to know. What did Ultra get? I don't buy a tremendous ton of books, but when I buy books, I tend to have some targeted things, and Yeah, take a look behind me, everybody. I've been reorganizing the office. My father-in-law gave me a slab holder that holds 3 slabs, so that's pretty cool, right? And then I mounted a couple on the wall with some acrylic shelves that I bought off of Amazon. And yeah, there's nuts right behind my head now too. So it's been good times over here at Office Maximus. The wife and kid went out of town for after the kid's birthday, so like I want to say thank you first off to everybody who wished him a happy birthday. And yeah, you know, there's a lot going on. So I want to thank you all for again tuning into this edition of the Raw Report. And you ain't seen nothing yet, newbie. You ain't seen nothing yet, sir. Promise you. So we're going to start this one off by moving into the back issue bin diving. So what did I find back issue bin diving? Well, let's just take a look-see, shall we? So made a couple of I made a round to a couple of comic shops in the last couple of weeks, and one of them had some very fruitful back issue bins. So I was very happy. It's only a small stack of back issue stuff, so. But Spidey Holic, good to see you, man. So again, we are here just dropping some things as far as what I picked up. But if you guys want to ask me anything, including spec-related questions, questions about books that you've got, pickups, anything like that, stick around because that's going to be the final end of the show. We got a segment called Ask Maximus Anything. And you guys want honesty, I'll give it to you brutally. Every time. Straight shooters, you know. I could be, sleeping at a 45-degree angle. You put a level on me, I'll still read 0. I don't know what to say there, but let's get this thing kicked off right. So, as you guys know, you might have heard me talk about this character. She's going to be our Madam Web. I really believe it's going to be Julia Carpenter taking over the mantle of Madam Web, and that's kind of what they should be orchestrating, in my belief. But finding a nice, clean copy of Secret Wars. Well, copy to be cleaned. Still not bad, though. Very, very happy with that pickup. So, of the fruits, continuing to dig into back issue bins and finding just stuff that, I know is on eBay. And I know I could have bought it off of eBay at any time, but it's like, there's a lot of those books that I have in my watch list. G-Money, good to see you. Honesty in Comics is right, Brad. That's exactly it. So the deal is this, is that, again, I have a lot of books on my watch list on eBay that I'm like, it's cheap, but I don't want to buy it. I want to see if I can find it. And I know there's a lot of you guys out there that do that too. The thrill of the hunt is more fun for us sometimes than just the ability to just go and purchase, right? Like, sometimes it's really nice to be able to just go and be like, bang, mine, right? And like, you claim it. But then there's other times when you're like, I'm gonna let that one go. I'll let somebody else take that one. Because you're either unsure of condition, you're unsure of, how the person's gonna ship the book. So there's a lot of like what ifs involved in purchasing online. So this is one of those books. It stayed in my watch list for a really wicked long time until I found it. So as you guys know, I picked up a Secret Warriors number 3 recently, but this one is also not as common or known, and this is the legacy issue. So this is the issue that had the lenticular. They did not do a second print on that lenticular. So there is no legacy second print homage to that one, which would have been cool if you've seen the lenticular cover for that book. Another previous Spec Matrix book, and of course, this is a book that sells 30 plus now. And, I realize that I have shown the Jim Lee books a couple of times on the Spec Matrix. They're probably one of the better books on the Spec Matrix, let's just be honest, because these were qualifiers. And I can't kid you not. These guys were super tough to order because of their qualifications, because the qualifier variants didn't offer the unlocked ability to order unless you ordered like a certain amount of the A cover first. Now remember, when we're talking about these qualifiers, a lot of them you had to order the combined total. So let's say issue all right, so what we're looking at here is I'll show you what it is first, and we'll talk about more. So this is a Spectacular Spider-Man number 1 or number 2 Jim Lee variant with Psylocke. So this right here was like a 200% qualifier of a different book from what I recall. And because of that qualification, made your ability to order this one reliant on you ordering the combined total. So if there was any variant covers, if there was any open order variant covers, if there was anything of that sort, that qualifier for this, that's what you had to order. So it sometimes it made it really, really crushing. But yeah, man, you're moving into a new house, a couple pawn shops around the corner. That's a good place to hit, man. Definitely do it, Mojo. Good luck to you. May the odds be in your favor. But this is just another one. Again, I chased all the books that dealt with a appropriate title. Like the Venom book, that has Polaris on it. This that has Psylocke on it. There's a bunch of them that are like kind of cheesy because they don't belong to an X book. But the ones that actually belong to an X book, or like Cyclops with Champions, that one fits. Warpath for Weapon X, that one also fits. So there's a lot of those that I collected first, and then the other ones I'm like, maybe I'll collect them. What up, Dre Barnhouse? Good to see you. What is cracking? Well, what is cracking is, again, I chase my own spec, everybody. When you guys see me talking about books on the spec matrix, it's not because I've got them for sale. It's because I'm picking them up myself. That's the big difference. So Deathbird, again, doesn't have too many key books or appearances and such. And of the few of them, this one's really, really cool because Sunspot is hot for Deathbird. He totally has a thing for her. So it's kind of funny to see that going on. Now, these next few books all deal with one topic. Let's see here. So, I'm trying to put them in a good order. So this is a kind of an unsung hero in the Spider-Man covers because of the fact that you have Jeff Scott Campbell, you got Adi Granov doing covers too. So there's a whole bunch of other people that are out there like doing really good Spider-Man covers in this era. Man, look, Brett, I'm sorry if I got you hunting for Deathbird appearances and you don't already have them. They're classic Jim Lee X-Men books. You should have those. Those are the ones like everybody should probably have in their collection, just in case she does show up. Like if that's her in Captain Marvel 2, and like the Shi'ar do get introduced, game over. Because that means we're gonna get Brood. That means we're gonna get a binary variant, most likely. So I mean, like there's a lot of other places and ways that whole situation can evolve. But like I was saying, this is one of the unsung heroes of the Amazing Spider-Man run, because it's a good cover by a good artist and everybody kind of overlooks it. So it's available in back issue bins. And if you're a fan of Mary Jane and Peter being together, you probably have this book, or you probably know of this book. So it's a Gary Frank cover of MJ holding, a bag lunch on Peter's way out the window. So I think this is definitely a cool book as far as that goes. It's also the first appearance of a new Molten Man, as far as I'm concerned, or Skin Man or something like that. So there's a first appearance in there, and it's one of Spider-Man's rogues. So it's definitely a good pickup in my opinion. But of course, I like covers with Peter and Mary Jane being sweet to each other. I think they're something to behold. And you know what? 15 issues before that one, we have a huge artist doing his first Venom cover. Now, everybody's going to be like, wait, what? So yeah, like for years, a lot of us were thinking that the first time that this artist had drawn Venom was in the Superior Spider-Man run. Completely wrong. Way off. That was 515, Brett. Here is 500. And of course, if you look at the bottom, corner, right there, right above the barcode, here's good old boy Venom, drawn by our boy Jeff Scott Campbell. So I like to pick this book up whenever I find them in a decent high grade. And this is, of course, got Peter and MJ on the cover, and it's early Campbell work. He's definitely gotten more refined over the years, and I know what people are going to say. There's a lot of other Spider-Man artists that could use Campbell's face on certain drawings, and whatever, it is whatever. I know there's going to be a lot of people who prefer Campbell over a lot of other artists, but it is what it is. Now, this brings me to a story where she doesn't actually suit up, but she's on the cover. And this is Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man number 11. And of course, this is where Mary Jane is shown suiting up in the spider suit, but she doesn't actually do it in issue. Even so, she does team up with Miles Morales in that issue. And her way of saving the day is allowing Peter to sleep after he's been out, web swinging all night trying to save a whole bunch of lives. Okay. So, that brings us to the final two books from back issue bin diving. So I went back issue bin diving. I'm like, cool, I should be able to score all these books no problem. So first one, of course, I find is the one where she's only sticking to walls. And that's where Mary Jane finds out she can crawl on walls. As the Amazing Spider-Man number 670. And this is, of course, Spider Island Part 4. And then, not the one I was hoping for, but 672. So 672, of course, shows Mary Jane in the spider suit. And, of course, if you guys watched some of the Spec Matrix I was dropping on Drunken Chat, these are very important books, especially this one right here. In Spider Island, of course, it had taken place after their love had been wiped out by Mephisto. And in doing so, Mary Jane tells Peter in Spider Island that she loves him. Even though they're not together, she's still like, I love you. And Peter didn't hear her. Or did he? Like, we don't know. But, so that was a couple of books that I found just kind of scraping through back issues and kind of looking for things and not really finding what I wanted to per se, but that's okay. Because even though I didn't find what I was looking for back issue bin diving, does not mean I did not locale, some other books. Because just because we're done with the back issue bin diving, we're moving on to the next segment, which is basically the new pickups. So we're going to take a look at some of the new pickups and all the stuff that I picked up locally. Now, stick around for the next segment, of course, which is the mail drops, which has everything else that I had to order, of course, things that were sold out, things that I couldn't get my hands on locally for whatever reason. Sometimes there are reasons. But let's take a look at these wonderful pickups from the local LCSs. And we'll see a little bit about what's going on inside my head, right? Because you guys want to know what I'm buying off the new shelf. That one, let me organize these things in a little bit of an order here. So, yeah, I'm going to start off with this one. All right, so starting off, even though I'm not really a big fan of this Generation 2 Transformers IDW, I still picked up the number 1 for War's End because it's an E.J. Sue cover. If you guys don't know who E.J. Sue is, you should check out some of his other Transformers art. It is amazing. He, of course, is one of the artists that worked on the early IDW G1. Now, final issue of the series, and of course, resolving a mini-series that a lot of us were reading, and thankfully the guy Rivers survived, right? Like, his new character did survive, and of course, it looks like he's going to be around for a while as Echo's boyfriend. So, but Phoenix Song Echo gave us a resolution, and it's funny because they're battling an old X-Men enemy, but you know what pisses me off? The A cover showed Wolverine. He's nowhere in the fucking book. So, Marvel, if you're going to put people on the cover, please make sure they're in the book. Kind of like that one time Spider-Man and Miles Morales, or Venom and Spider-Man, Miles Morales, and Venom were on the cover of a Spider-Man book, and they nowhere in the books together. Now, this book, of course, shows a one tiny image preview of another version of this character, but I read it just because I'm a fan of Quantum. And I'm actually following the appearances of Quantum. After all, Quantum is one of the Infinity Stones incarnate. Comics Bane, what's up, brother? Art Chemist too. It's good to see you, man. So yeah, again, following the Assessor and Quantum finally gets released in this issue. So expect to see him come back in some hero capacity now that he's finally freed from the Assessor. The Assessor's had that guy for 2 years, and it's like about issue-wise long. It's been about 2 years as well since his first appearance, so kind of cool there. And let's see here. Now, most of these next ones are art buys. Okay, one of them is just because it was an incentive and it was thrown on the shelf for cover price. I'm like, yeah, let me grab that. And of course, it does have some first appearances in it. Well, first appearance of the new Marauders team, of course, is in this Marauders Annual, which did go back for a second print, but this is the 10-copy incentive of our buddy Brimstone Love. The big old gnarly looking Legend dude. He looks like Tim Curry from Legend. You know, the devil. And then incentivized, but you know what? I was not incentivized by the LCS's price, and I ventured to a far corner LCS, the one that I barely ever go to, and this was a week after this book came out, and it was on the shelf. I said, oh, you know what? Let me grab that. Because, of course, I was able to nab it for under ratio. Far under ratio. And this is, of course, Moon Knight number 8. Now, chances of grabbing Moon Knight number 9 under ratio are not looking pretty good because, you know, people have hyped it. And there's nothing that happens in it that I can see. But anyway, a complete cover buy. Absolutely, I bought this one just for the cover. And because, of course, it is a sweet homage. But the Savage Spider-Man Amazing Fantasy 15 homage, it came back in stock. They were sold out on the release day, and then they showed up on the shelf. I was like, dude, did you order more? And apparently they did. So when they ordered more, Ultra put one in his collection. So you hear that, boo-boo? So one of the sneaky books that snuck up on a lot of people, a Jen Bartel Wolverine. A la Russell Dodderman, you know, many styles of Wolverine, right? It's crazy when you look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, there's only 7 different Wolverines on the cover, though. But it does have the armored costume from when he lost his healing factor. It has the OG X-Men 275 cover, blue and gold team suit. It has the original Wolverine suit. And then it has, of course, the Weapon X costume, the blue and stripes, and then the X-Force suit, and then it looks like the brown suit too. So it's got like some of the really, really cool ones. And Bartel, of course, with her purples and her pinks and blues and stuff like that in the background, just giving this book a lot of pop with a lot of yellow on the Wolverine and, of course, a little bit of brown. But there's something to be said about this one. It just popped on the shelf. I had to grab it. And that's why it is in the collection. And then, so this one, I was trying to nab the whole set, and I got really, really lucky with some of these. Commando. Anyway, so, yeah, there was a shelf full of these, and, like, my LCS ordered a whole bunch of them. Like, they were smart, and they ordered a whole bunch of this because it's swag. But they didn't order any of the Iron Man, and they wanted $20 for it. And I didn't want to pay $20 for the Iron Man last week. So, and I basically said, yeah, I guess if I'm not going to get the books that I wanted, I'm not going to buy the rest of them. So it kind of sucks because now I have an incomplete set. And I might have some extras. I might have to throw in an Ultra box or something. But I have one cover for you guys. And of course, if you watch the Wednesday Night Comic Book Presser, I do give you guys the opportunity to do a little bit of a variant battle and kind of, I try to throw breadcrumbs without blatantly saying, spec that book, spec that book, spec that book. And I do this because I don't want to be like a total influencer. I don't want to mention a book and have everybody go and buy it out and then feel bad if it doesn't pan out. But I will drop breadcrumbs, and I will try to lead you guys to you know, make your own informed decision when it comes to buying these books. I went looking for more of this because I could not find instances where these guys were together more than, you know, a couple of, you know, panels or whatever. So here we go. This right here is a Black Adam and Dr. Fate cover that I showed on the Wednesday Night Comic Book Presser, but in cardstock format. This thing is amazing. And yes, that appears to be them sharing some kind of shared power source. Very weird, but this is Justice League 72, and Justice League 72's cardstock variant cover, again showing Dr. Fate and Black Adam. Big Remo, what is good? Just moving on to the next segment. Actually, haven't gotten to the Ask Me Anything yet, but we're gonna get there eventually. So those were the books that I picked up over the last 2 weeks, as far as in my LCS. Been diving at the local LCS as well, and this is what I found. So those are the books that I found, but we're not done yet. Oh no, because I like to keep it fresh for you guys. So what we've got going on next is the mail drop. So this is everything that came in through the mail, dropped in your boy's way. And, you know, I got to say, shout out to the USPS guy, my courier. Knows when I'm home that I will meet him out at the box. And if not, he knows to come and, you know, drop them off on the porch. So let's show you guys what's up here before I get crazy and silly with the slides. So this stack, yeah, it's a little bit bigger, and there's a slab. So this is obviously a byproduct of hotness. Again, you saw previously I showed you the Moon Knight number 8 variant. The regular cover was not available locally because they've been absorbed from the shelf copies. So you guys keep calling the LCS after final order cutoff is done, and they're always like, yo man, add me this book. And anything that they have for the shelf, they're getting absorbed. So they have nothing left for the shelf in these last couple of weeks for a lot of the hot releases. It's just what happens. Right? Twig for 25. That was that's an interesting buy, Louis. I just, if you're buying Twig to flip, I would flip sooner than later, because there's a lot of people saying how it escalated so quickly and how it doesn't look to be clean, but of course people are paying. So good luck to you on that one. Now I got to give a shout out to Mel V on this one, because of course this is the official Drunken Chat Good Boy number 1. And yes, this does say whatnot and Drunken Chat on the back, everybody. So you know this is a long term. This is a book that's. I got a couple of friends who've sent me books like this, like animosity books that are like 50 in existence and things like that. So that's a very personal book to me. So shout out to you, Mel. Thanks for thinking of me, buddy. And I'm spoiling it because one of them. Right there. But I got a pair. You guys got a nice pair? I got a nice pair. So's Mike Vampirillas. Yeah. So since we're on the Sozo tip, I might as well show you the other one that I was able to nab. And I can tell you guys right now, 9 4s, 9 6s of this book. Buy them all day. It's a tough 9.8. And when I say tough, I mean like stupid tough. Black front cover, black rear cover. And of course, it's the artist's. It's tied right around. I got to check the actual release dates between this and Devil's Die 2. Because this one may actually be her official second published work. And again, my apologies to all those following the Spec Matrix because they had butchered her name as Soto Mikia or something like that. Like they butchered it big time. Like I'm like totally different person. At least is what I thought. But nope, this is Souza Micah. So Bitter Root number 3, cover D. Good luck to you hunting that book. It's a tough one. Extremely tough one. So let's see here. We're gonna get into this, get into that. Oh yeah. Let's put that one together. And I'm trying to organize these in a comprehensible way to talk about these. Okay. Okay, so right now I'm going to give a shout out to Bird City Comics because I was watching Comic Book Women a couple weeks back on Tuesday, and I won the Bird City exclusive, and this is the limited to 500. I even got a little certificate of authenticity on the back, so shout out to you all at Bird City. They do got some pretty cool exclusives over there. Can't front. Anthony is good peoples, as well as Laura. And, of course, near Nirvana. Check them out. But, pardon me, when I won, I actually won super big. So, they hooked it up with all of the incentives. So, all the black and white incentives of Draculina number 1. Which is nuts. So Gillian Mark, Rose Besh, and that is, I can't remember who that one is, or that one. But anyway, 2 of them, I'm not really sure who the artwork is, but Judy Zhang, good lord. And you know, I got to give a shout out to Rian Gonzalez, who saw this artwork and was like, who did that art? And I replied to her. So Rian, if you saw my reply, you know, Judy Zhang, I'm sure appreciates you being a fan of her work. She's probably a fan of yours. But I'm sure it's because of, you know, them both having and utilizing a very similar watercolor palette and being able to apply that watercolor palette to those pictures and making them look, you know, just nice. So you guys heard there is an official Mandalorian comic book adaptation coming, which is going to make this book still the first cover appearance. Dave's Collection, good to see you. So, still the first cover appearance, and I got yet another one of these thanks to a nice care package from Mel. Because Mel couldn't stop from hooking the brother up. He just couldn't. And you know, he couldn't stop and get me another copy of this either. Another old Spec Matrix favorite, the Dr. Doom number 6, the old Apollo Creed and Schwarzenegger. You know, yeah, you guys know what I'm talking about there. The scene from Predator. It's good stuff. Good stuff. Now, for those of you who are still following along, the other copy of the Sway variant that I got came via mail. So yeah, I got 2 copies of the Sway. 2 copies. And then, of course, continuing on in that Deathbird story work, here is the last appearance of Deathbird that we have seen thus far. And this is the Secret X-Men number 1 variant cover. Very good story inside, dealing with Xandra. Of course, Xandra being Professor X and Lilandra's daughter. All right. So you guys know what it's like to score. I scored the silver, okay? I didn't want the gold because the gold didn't have the prize on the cover. And thanks, man. I appreciate that. So, when I was looking at everything on FOC for this book in particular, and I was talking with some people about it, we all kind of knew what was coming. We all knew the hate for Danny Rand as Iron Fist had, metastasized from the stupidness that was, the Netflix thing where everybody was saying that he should have been an Asian American. And it's like, do you not understand who Danny Rand is? Like, Danny Rand is a rich white dude who vanishes as a kid and basically comes back as a grown-up version of that kid, but with an Iron Fist power. And like, he's not really hip to how the world is, because the world is a pretty cruel and very insensitive place. And of course, that was the whole premise that everybody lost. I got that because you know why? I was an innocent kid growing up outside of the New York City area, and in the era of a lot of the crime family murders and things like that going on. This is a scary place to be. Let's just be honest. It really was. So I kind of had that experience as a kid, like from innocence to, whoa, like this is not so innocent. Like you think you live in a safe place, and sometimes you find out, just a couple blocks away, some very bad things happen on a regular. So it's like, I got the character of Danny Rand, but a lot of people didn't. But I get they're going to replace him. So when they did show the 1 in 25, and this is what I mean by the silver, the gold obviously is the 1 in 50, because that one's getting $150 for a 50 copy incentive. I got these at a really, really good price, and I just feel that because he's on the cover, this is the highest ratio with him on the cover. I know there's second prints on the way, but whatever. But there's, again, only a couple store exclusives with this, so this makes this incentive the silver. Now, if you play the markets, sometimes silver has a better growth potential than gold does. Sometimes your buy-in for gold is so high that the small amount of money that you make on your gold increase could have been offset exponentially by buying much more silver at a cheaper cost. So if you guys have followed me for weeks, I've liked the 1 in 25 way more than the 1 in 50 because it has him on the cover. I do like where the series is heading. I'm a little bit, of course, on the stand up for right when it comes to don't cancel people and steal their powers and stuff like that just because the mob tells you to. So I hope they have a good story in there. And I hope they have a good reason for Danny Rand not to be the Iron Fist other than just woke people wanting him not to be. But got to give a shout out where it's due, and this is, of course, with the guys over at Wanted Comics. Absolutely killer set. Of course, had to get me a set. But, of course, I got a set to give away. I do need to take care of a giveaway for a previous winner. And Comic Boom, if you're watching, you're getting a set of these as well because you've been super patient with me having... let's just say I have a comic buying problem. And when I go to try to ship books out and I see that the shipping to Canada is like nuts, I'm kind of like refrain until I can go back to work. And fortunately, my work has been kind of screwy. So, yeah. All right, well, we're going to close out the last couple of books before we get into the Ask Maximus Anything segment. Another care package from Mel. Thank you, Mel, for securing me a copy of the Sway book that did not need the hype that it got. Look, everybody's, hyped this book into a second print, but I don't think the second print's going anywhere. I don't think a Black Panther suit overclocked like a CPU drenched in, is drenched in celestial blood and some other things. Like, I don't think there's any play on that one seriously long-term spec-wise. So I hope you guys treaded very lightly, and the only reason why you should have spent a little bit more for your Sway variant is because you wanted a high-grade copy 9A candidate, to grade, and that you, of course, like the Miles variant that it has. So I wanted the set. All right, last year I put together the set of Black History Month variants, except for the Ironheart ones. And because of those, of course, were on the Champions book, and everybody was really hyping that one. So that's like one of those books that I'm looking to, to find in the back issue bin still. But that, Sway's dropping a whole bunch of good art, and he's one of those artists that if you're not in on the ground floor with a lot of these extra, variants of his, they're going to be, probably priced out of range once he starts getting real big. So But collect what you like. Don't listen to me. I just got a bunch of crap on my walls, you know. Look at the shit that I collect. All right, so continuing on with the format of waiting on mail books to come in from spec matrices of past. Previous spec matrix appearance, of course, is this book right here. You guys watching the solicits for Captain Marvel? Do you guys, I mean, seriously, do you watch the solicits for Captain Marvel? Karl's missing. Binary's Captain Marvel in the book now. So, obviously, the 1 in 200 Art Germs Virgin is going to be still expensive to this day. And there is a nice consolation prize. Again, the silver. I'm in for the silver. So, the first appearance of the new binary, of course, is in Captain Marvel number 34. So, if you see this Simone Bianchi variant, this is your 1 in 50 incentive. This made it a little bit easier for stores to be able to afford that 1 in 200. But that 1 in 200, I know people like Darth Lopez, you know, got himself pre-ordered. They messed up, though. They messed up by not putting the Art Germ binary book for issue 34. That's her first appearance. They shouldn't have put Captain Marvel on it. But the binary Virgin variant for the next issue should be pretty cheap because it's not her first appearance. And then you're going to have these people trying to pull that first full crap with you. And then you're going to be like, no. Ultra Maximus did a spec matrix on it. Showed the multiple panels that she appears in that book. And if they're going to try to give you that bullshit, well, she doesn't speak. She says her name 2 issues later. So don't fall for that crap. But you guys do know that I like to pay attention. And that Captain Marvel number 1 third print is neat. But you guys know what's really limited? It's got binary on the cover. And it's by one of the most popular artists on the planet. Yep, that would be this Captain Marvel binary exclusive. I believe $12.50. Not very many of these, but this is one way to secure not only the first appearance of Ripley Ryan, which is what that third print also is. So she eventually becomes Star, issue 8. But this, I'm really wondering if they have been planning with all the binary stuff, even on the third print of issue 1. Had they really been plotting that the whole way? Like, were they going to bring binary back and that was going to be a big play for them? Who knows? All right, my friends. I'm going to finish it off with the slab, and then we're going to get into the Ask Maximus Anything. So make sure you have shared the video, smash the like button, and told your friends that I'm going to answer questions. And I'm going to do it live. So we'll get to that section in just a minute. So, previous spec matrix available on my channel for the filler episode of Drunken Chat called Chronologically. Well, during that episode, I attempted to do a spec matrix. I got a little interrupted, but it's okay. And I was told that this book is ugly, or her face is ugly. And look, if you're not a fan of this artist's style, I get it. And yes, if you drew a Jeff Scott Campbell face over top of this one on this body, it would probably be a humongous hit. But you know what? I still think this is probably one of the better looking covers of this character. Plus, it's the first appearance of the character with powers. So, even though McClay hates it, I love it. And I don't care what you think. This is Amazing Spider-Man 671 with the Humberto Ramos thigh-high Mary Jane wearing some short shorts and a very, very short top with a spider print on it. I mean, I don't care what you say. I have the book in person, and I can look at the cover when, you know, it's online and things like that, be like, oh, it looks messed up. But when you look at it in person, if you're looking at the detail, it's really good Humberto Ramos art. Like, that's just his style. If you don't like his style, I get it. Don't call it ugly, because it sure as shit ain't ugly. Love this book, man. Love this book. Mary Jane with powers, everybody, and I think she is, according to Timeless, she's probably been popping up here soon. So, that concludes the pickups, the mail drops, the new books, all of those wonderful things. So now we get into the fun portion of the show, everybody. Let's get into the portion that you all want. But of course, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of all the pickups if you're watching this one on the rewind. And of course, subscribe to the next episode, which is most likely going to be the Wednesday Night Comic Book Presser, unless something happens and I drop another episode soon. And of course, the next episode of the Secret Variant. It's another reason to watch, another reason to subscribe to this channel. So let's get it cracking, everybody. We are in the Ask Me Anything. I will sit back and let the tunes cook while you guys fire up the question cannon and let me know. Craziness, I don't care. Just hit me with some questions. Comic book related would be great, but I'll answer anything tonight. Oh, look at that. Awesome Sauce Radio in the house. Venom 26 cosplay, huh? Yeah, you know, I agree with that, Dave. But the book does look way better in person. Like, if you look at that book from afar, you can't really make out, like, her nose detail and her facial expression. Up in, in person, it looks good. So what you guys got? Could make me fire up the Google machine, research something too? Huh. I see you guys are going to challenge me tonight, huh? It's a good thing we got good tunes. Oh, and I do want to say this, like, if you follow me on Twitter, Black Panther 4 is a bust. Do not be that guy pumping that book. Okay. Ooh. Favorite Ironheart variant. God damn it. Man, look, for real, it is that Iron Man that just came out. I think out of all the Ironheart variants I've seen thus far, I think that one is my favorite thus far. Oh, let's see. We got some questions coming through, so let's see what we got here. So Louis V, when did you start collecting? When I was like 10, so 1990. I quit for a few years. Once I got my license and I discovered that girls like guys with cars that they can afford gas and drive around, I stopped buying comic books. Came back into it in about 2012, so I've been back in it for 10 years now. And yes, I have a majority of those books, but I did start selling a lot of those books from my youth in order to pay for the engagement setting for my wife's engagement ring. So that's where a lot of my books actually went. A lot of signed stuff too. My Bagley signed Spider-Man 361, a ton of Chris Claremont and Jim Lee signatures, even on some of the most beat up, fucked up X-Men books. So let's see. I missed the spec about Twig. What's the hype? I couldn't honestly tell you. Are there themed covers or connecting covers where you have all but one cover that has been eluding you? Oh, Brett, there used to be, man. The all-new Wolverines was probably the toughest fucking connecting set that I had been after. And it's because of those qualifier variants. And because there was also a couple of books that had a variant cover that also was a qualifier. So like when you open a qualifier for, like, let's say All New Wolverine 13, when 15 hits, you have to order the same count that you ordered for A, B, C, whatever covers, just with the A cover to unlock the qualifier for 15. So a few of those were really, really tough. But All New Wolverine 13 through 18 connecting set was probably the most challenging connecting set I put together. Let's see here. What are those bands in Shang-Chi? Did they kill the Mandarin for good by retconning his power rings? Yeah, so the bands in Shang-Chi, somebody was saying the opposite ones were the nega bands, which is weird. Oh, absolutely, X-Men 129, and I just sold my newsstand copy. I had a newsstand and a direct, and I had to sell the newsstand to make some ends, if you know what I mean. But absolutely there. And what do I think the best looking Kitty Pryde costume is? It's going to be her classic Excalibur suit with Lockheed, and if Lockheed's not with her, then she needs to be in the Red Queen suit from Marauders. Just saying. Yeah, some good questions, guys. Good questions. Keep them coming if you got them. Oh, and the car thing. Car thing is not really a whole lot going on there until I can get a bond together of 50 grand. But unfortunately, getting hurt isn't really enabling me to do a whole lot of extra side work. So I'm doing, hustling wherever I can, flipping wherever I can. Just like I said, doing whatever I can doing what I can whenever I can to try to, get by. And thankfully, my wife, has helped in keeping us afloat. But I got a car payment to make. I got bills to pay too, just like everybody else. So appreciate the support from you guys. Oh, Raging. Okay. My favorite Transformers book is a 2-part series called Chaos Theory, and then it's Transformers number 22 and 23 from the 2009 run. So it would have been, I believe, June and July 2011. And in fact, or July and August of 2011, the issue 22 retail incentive was a ghost until somebody had found the case that never made it to SDCC. So it's also just a great story. It's a 2-part story that talks about the first time Optimus met Megatron from Optimus' perspective, and then the issue 22 is from Megatron's perspective when he first met Optimus. So there's a lot of really good stuff in those 2 issues. But if you want a standalone story that you could read, Last Stand of the Wreckers, 6-issue miniseries, or 5-issue miniseries, definitely read that one. It's kind of like the Watchmen of Transformers books, where you could read it. You don't need to read anything else. You can read just that. There's more that happens afterwards if you really want to continue on, but you don't have to. Yeah. Dave, I used to run. I did turn wrenches with a partner after I was operations manager for a small independent automotive shop, specializing in a certain brand. I still do that as a hobby. I have a couple projects in the garage, and trying to break some world records when it comes to quickest and fastest quarter mile and some other things with some German product. But I no longer do it for a day job. I got out of it to do real estate, and then realized real estate was giving me heart palpitations and problems. I then ventured into other business. No, man, I don't touch BMW. No, I'm a VW Audi guy, actually. But if you work on BMWs, my man, more power to you. You definitely have a lot of work, a lot of cooling issues, a lot of head gaskets. But yeah, I'm still in, but not in until I can get doors open with a. I want to get obviously a dealer's license, so we'll see. But I'm an old man, I'm getting older, so I gotta do stuff like that to. Oh wow. Oh wow, that's cool. Well, yeah, I mean, I figured where you're at, man, you definitely have some a little bit of snow and elevation, so some of the snowcats probably come in handy, especially around the Tahoe area. That's wicked. Yeah, I'm more into turbocharging and building motors and building to excess. I got a 1.8 liter I'm trying to squeeze 600 out of, and then I got a 2.9 liter I'm about to swap cranks in, make it a 3.1 stroker, and putting power through 4 different wheels on a car that was originally front wheel drive. You had to approve that comment. That's crazy. Oh boy. How much would it cost for me to write you a Transformers porno parody? Oh, Adam, we can't talk about that on air, buddy. We'll have to negotiate off air. So that's a good question there. Do I have any expectations about the Batman movie coming out? Actually, yes. Yes, I have good expectations for it. All of the things that I've seen thus far show it to be a setup for more movies, which is what they want. But also, oh boy. Oh boy. So, yeah, you know, I think the Batman movie is definitely going to be a good setup for rogues galleries of Riddler, Penguin, and Catwoman. Now, Catwoman obviously being more of a love interest than a rogues, but she's still going to be a little bit on the bad side. So, crazy questions, you guys. Crazy questions. Can't retract that one after it's been on screen, my friend, but it's okay. It is forever in the ether. Keep them coming, guys. Keep them coming. We're gonna break the hour mark. It's cool, man. It's cool. I'm not worried about it. Let's just get some more messages on screen. You know, keep saying something, and then it'll go away. Pause. Do I think Pogs will make a comeback? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Pogs will not make a comeback, and if they do, the market is propped up by a bunch of fake sales by people with ulterior motives. Yeah, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. It looks like I got a job writing a movie, everybody. So what? Should the girls, steal a car and have the car transform into a dude? And then he'd be like, I'm an Autobot. I'm going to take you to Decepticon jail. Yeah. Graded Pogs. That would be the day. That would be the day. Start grading a Pog. Your Pog tube has scratches. Therefore, we can only give it a 9.0. Graded Pog tubes that are like 20 feet. I do partake in the Rick and Morty culture. I am not what you would call a fan, because I don't act in crazy ways when Szechuan sauce is not delivered to my local McDonald's. That's the only way you could describe a Rick and Morty fan. They are, definitely a level above where I'm at the moment. But yeah, I do enjoy it. And entire season 5 is now on HBO Max, which is very, very, very cool. Graded Pogs. Yes, Raging Cajun. The Megatron Hiss Tank. Indeed, a very, very unique thing, but understand the perspective of Hasbro at this moment. They own Power Rangers. They own G.I. Joe. They own Transformers. Whatever company ends up rebooting that comic book is probably going to have to do a shared universe with those three. Oh boy. Awesome Sauce Radio. Ren and Stimpy comics, I know you love them, man. And if you buy what you like, then you never go wrong. I do like the second print of number 1. because it's a little bit of a rarity. The Scratch and Sniff #1, of course, is still pretty cool. And there's got to be some good things in the series, as far as got to be some rare books probably towards the end too. Any expectancy for Patch, if that's the new Wolverine series? Gotta give it at least an issue just to see what happens. Nostalgia books, goodbyes right now. Some of them, yeah. Some of them, no. Pure Images #5. I don't even know what that is. That'll make me look up a book. Pure Images #5. Oh, it was on key corrector, so we'll see. 40-page magazine with a cover appearance of Ren and Stimpy. Oh, okay, there you go. Okay. Yeah. Good luck on that one. Good luck on that one. So, let's see. As long as Starscream gets lit. Oh, boy. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. What are we going to do with you? What are we going to do with you, Awesome Sauce Radio? Often imitated, never duplicated, that's for sure. So you guys got any other questions? Any fire ones? Any big time zingers? Any comic book related ones? I mean, you should have the opportunity to ask me some comic book related ones. It won't hurt. I get all these DMs from people wanting spec information, and you guys know how I put a stop to that. I was like, no, can't do it. Can't answer questions like this. Everybody's gonna be hitting me up left and right. So just ask me. I said ask me live when I'm on the air. And then nobody would ask me when I'm on the air. So I open up the forum here to give you guys a platform. It's all right though. More of this will catch on. No, I hope that it's still attached to my skull long after I'm a corpse there, Louis. Yeah, and that's, Brad, that's actually the good buy-in price. Big Bad Toy Store is also going to have stock. I wouldn't expect that one to be in short supply. I wouldn't expect it to be as limited as, let's say, the Shatterglass Megatron. That's a figure, if you can find, you should take. Absolutely. Shatterglass Megatron. The only one that I thought that sold out of the set. So, but yeah, $90. It's not bad for a big old Hiss tank. Oh yeah, it also comes with a Baroness figure. So, and also the way that they card it. She's on the regular G.I. Joe card, right? But they put her in the box with just a little couple openings to let her, the additional accessories and stuff like that, actually stick in the cardboard. Ooh. My favorite artist at the moment. Man, I don't know. Look, my Transformers artist is right now Alex Mill. He's hands down the guy that if there was ever a Transformers ongoing book, I would want him doing every issue. I know it's not feasible for him. Like he had to have filler issues done for him when he was doing the IDW run. But Alex Mill probably impresses me a lot. Right now, my favorite artist, as far as according to my purchase stuff, has got to be Souza. Souza Micah right now is like killing it. And I don't buy Dynamite books, damn it, but I bought 2 of them since she did them. Like, and there's probably a third one I'm probably gonna be getting. There's a couple of variant covers, of course, for that Red Sonja coming out. That's got a Souza Micah cover. She did a cover for 7. She's also doing a cover for 8. Of course, if you watched the Secret variant yesterday, you would know. Yeah, so, I mean, her artwork's fire right now. Obviously, I'm not going after, like, the Catwoman. I really got on board with her because of her Red Sonja. That Red Sonja where she's sticking her tongue out is so cheesecake, and it's like a level beyond Adam Hughes cheesecake that I was like, holy shit, this artist is going to be big. Let's just say I was a little bit right. But you know, some of my favorite artists you can definitely find out, you know, in some of those previous spec matrices that I've done. So now we're getting some good questions. So, Brett has, what would you like to know? You have to tune in on Friday for that one. I can't really be letting clues out. Favorite old school hip hop album and also favorite hip hop variant. Whew. Well, of the hip hop variant set, my favorite one to get was definitely the Deadpool, just because it was one of the hardest. It's a 1 in 100. I mean, the Inhumans was pretty hard to come by, but that Deadpool was a bitch. And that Deadpool had sales of 90,000. 90,000. So there could be as many as 9,000 of that 1 in 100 out there. So, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. But yeah, that's the Vanilla Ice one. But as far as hip hop albums go, man, that's really, really tough, because I like a lot of early 90s stuff, but Big Ready to Die, probably going to be the number one. Probably going to be the number one. So let's see what we got here. You can interview one member of the Transformers costume, would it be YOG? Huh? You got to clarify on that one right there. So, yo, Gary Nusser in the house. Yo, Ultra, any DC keys you'd be looking at with attention starting to pick up with the DCEU properties from Doom Patrol, Peacemaker, or the Batman, or DC just always faded to be set? Gary, it's a crapshoot right now with DC. They have to make a good product. But yeah, I right now am picking up the first appearance of James Gordon Jr. That's Talon. So, Court of Owls. The Batman 6 book. Most of these books should already be in your collection now. These aren't like good pickups right now. These are all books that people are waiting for when the info does get confirmed that they're going to flip. But these are all books that took a lull after Rebirth and then basically came back on the hunt when it came back on people's radar. Doom Patrol, not a whole lot going on there. I did like Young Animals Run though, man. And then of course what I just showed earlier, that Justice League 72 Dr. Fate Black Adam cover. That's perfection. Good to hear from you, Gary. Ooh, good variants with Rowdy Roddy Piper. That's something you probably have to ask Mel, because Mel is a lot closer to a lot of the wrestling stuff. Yeah, Larry Joe, that's actually a really good buy-in price for the Sozo variants for 20. So if that's the 1 in 20 for $20, it's not bad. Just make sure if you really want to get your set, you can get the trade dress, the black and white, and then the partial red and black and white as well. So, yes, I am close, Dwayne Scott. I am close. I've got a couple of the other ones saved on the watch list. Technically, I need 3. 4 if I want to replace the Signature Series CDCS one that I have with a Raw, but we'll see. Yeah, it's weird how that rolls, Brett. That art will show up. That art will show up. Yeah, Court of Owls is definitely a little bit hot at the moment. It's a 2-pack for 20. Oh, that's really, really good. They must be a Diamond or a Dynamite distributor. Getting all the goods from Dynamite. Which is fine. So unless we get some more riveting questions here in the next couple of minutes, we're going to close it out. I do want to thank you guys for participating in this Ask Me Anything, as well as checking out the pickups that I brought. And hope you enjoy this video. And of course, I hope you enjoy the content I bring on this channel. And make sure you have smash that like button. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure to click the notification bell for notifications for when I go live, because of course I do guerrilla style live tactics. I don't have a good schedule that I can be like, I'm going to go live at this time. I'm a dad. I'm a husband. I have a lot of other responsibilities, and sometimes the kid doesn't go to sleep. Like tonight, he went to bed at a good, reasonable hour, and I'm like, wicked. This is what I like.
Try.
Here. Stupid commercials. Caught the background tunes before a commercial ripped in. So, oh boy. So let's see what we got here. Quarter miles. Damn Texas speech. I was trying to ask if you can interview a Transformer actor from the cartoon. Who would it be? Oh, dude. Obviously, it would be Peter Cullen, Optimus Prime himself, and then Frank Welker. You know, Megatron. Those two, obviously. Look, Peter Cullen and Frank Welker are getting older, and there's a lot of us that do think about the same inevitable thing that will happen to us all one day. When we all pass. But those two right there are big to the Transformers community, obviously. So, all good on the speech and text, man. I know it gets me all the time too. Switching up words. Anything else? I'm just gonna head nod to some music. All right. I think it's a wrap tonight, everybody. And again, I want to thank you all for tuning in to this episode of the Raw Report. Don't forget to check out all the other content. Tune in to all the other people who, of course, support this channel. And, of course, if they're in the live chat, they might have a channel themselves. And, of course, check out the feature channel section of this channel. Like, subscribe, do all the goods. And, of course, I will see you all next time. Thank you again for watching.